After a long search, I finally got myself the legit Pinball Micro machine. Welcome back to the channel, it's awesome that you're tuning in. Okay guys, so I just wanted to check it out here on the channel. The reason why, because I'm just a big fan of virtual pinball, but also normal pinball. But the question remains, how good is this version? It comes complete with 15 built-in tables, and in my opinion that is quite a lot. But I just wanted to check it out, do a quick assembly, because that is required where we're going to get this. It's not going to be the same thing that we have seen with the Sharpen. No, that Sharpen product, that was like a completely DIY kit. You only need to do an assembly of, let's say, the back box itself. The packaging is absolutely done great, and there's nothing to complain here. But okay, so let's put it together and let's do a quick disassembly of every single styrofoam, and let's check out the back box, because this thing looks pretty cool. So basically the Legend Pinball Micro, I personally really loved it. You know, it looks very cute, and it just is something new. It just brings something new to the table to virtual pinball gaming. But after reviewing and assembling so many different virtual pinball machines, I just wanted to check out what will this Legend Pinball Micro brings to the table. And I can tell you, it is completely something different. The big machine, I personally liked it. It had like some pros and cons to it. But when you're looking at the Pinball Micro, it's a different level. And I mean, especially when you're looking into the smaller virtual pinball machines, building one yourself is of course sometimes like cheaper. But if you just want to have something that is like very quickly, like plug and play, this can be a very interesting way to play. Comes even with a good manual for once. And let's do a quick disassembly of a certain kind of parts, because we need to basically like click in a ribbon cable and some other stuff to get the connection working from the main board to the back box. Like with the big pinball machine from Atgames, you need to be very careful when plugging this thing in, but it is super easy. Also the speakers have like an only one-way direction how you need to assemble this, so you cannot really mess that part up. If you want to be sure, you can always double check the manual. It comes with even a spare screw and some other tools. More than enough everything that you're going to need if you want to have assembly and you don't have any tools at home. For adding the back box, let's assemble the two wooden pieces for guiding the back box for putting it in its place. Next up, let's connect both connectors. Let's put in the screws to get the show on the road, and we can finally play some pinball games. Assembly is like super easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and everybody can basically do this. So everything has been connected to cables. Then when done, you basically double check it and putting the tape back so the cable will stay in a fixed position. To assemble everything, I have noticed that the build quality of the product is quite good, including the way how you need to assemble the parkers. Normally you just screw it in the wood, but they just even implemented some special, let's say, plastic holders to give the best grip. But one of the, let's say, cool features when it comes to general Atgames products, we have like a lot of different ways to connect. If it's even like plugging something inside the machine, but also like having different kind of like configurations. So with this model, we do have like an HDMI port, two USB ports, then an RJ45 connector for the internet, and of course the plug-in for the power supply and the on and off switch over here. But let's plug in this bad boy and let's power on. It will take a minute or so before the machine has been completely booted up, or the better said, Legend Pinball Micro. If you have checked out my previous videos of Atgames, they have like this similar kind of a layout. A layout I did really need to get used to. And that also implies when it comes to the buttons over here. We're having volume control, super easy and very quickly to navigate through. And then of course we're having the channel where we can change different channels. So this is something they also use with different models. The device comes with quite a lot of pinball machines built in, and through the store you can basically even buy new ones. Like with a lot of, let's say, the Atgames products, we're going to get ourselves like menu over here. This one we do have like tables, arcade net, lobby, bring your own games, app store and settings. So at the front we will find the D-pad, but this is going to be navigating through the menu itself. And just be honest, I need to get used to the menu, because inside of the game we have a certain like buttons we need to like start the game and stuff like that. Going into the menu of the pinball machine, it is in the beginning quite confusing. At the left side we're going to get two buttons. This is for using the flipper and another one for nudging. But regarding the pinball machines, if you're like a big fan when it comes to Pinball FX or Zen Pinball, you will be disappointed because they are not pre-installed on this machine. So let's navigate through the menu, and here we have like all kinds of things you can do. For example, even having like a lobby if you make an Atgames account. But we're not going to focus on that. I just mainly want to check out what are we going to get with the tables itself. We have to have 5 freaking pages. There's a lot of different stuff that we can basically choose from. And I can tell you, you will be satisfied in my opinion when you're looking at the overall, like say, quality of the pinball machines that are on it. And also when you're going to switch between, let's say, the games, you will have like a different marquee or back box. I think it's a really cool add-on to have like a tiny screen over here. But it's a little bit too tiny in my opinion compared when you're looking at some other pinball machines I've reviewed here on the channel. But also when you're going to look into the quality, some of the pictures of the back books look absolutely amazing. And some will look a little bit stretched out. So that's a little bit of a bummer in my opinion. Another thing I was really satisfied with is the audio quality coming from these two tiny speakers. Because they are sounding quite nice, very loud, and have an amazing mid and high. And so far I understand, underneath here we have like the little vibrator motor, basically like gives you like a cool bass, especially when you're going to play a game. But then you wonder, how is it with the pinballs and like the, let's say, latency when it comes to the button or the button input latency. And take consideration, we do have some travel on the button over here, but when you can just feel the click, I have no input lag whatsoever. So that's amazing. So one of the things that was absolutely like mind freaking blowing, that this thing comes with a tiny display, but it looks absolutely amazing. A beautiful, beautiful display. I think it's an IPS panel, but when you're looking at the gameplay itself, or better said, like just the pinball machines, they look just stunning on here. Like with the big Atgames pinball machine, they made a choice and the decision in the end to put the display on a lower level, even having some more depth when it comes to this. And the pinball experience, at first I was not really like a big fan of it, because you're going to get yourself like bezels around the display itself. But actually, like being in the game itself, it gives such a better and different experience, because they don't need to give, like say, the display playing field and depth itself. So the overall experience is quite nice. Okay, so the first game I want to check out is of course Space Invaders. Already I've booted it up. We don't have an active plunger, we just have a button to press. I think it's not a big of a deal. What I really like about it, that we have like these vibrator things underneath, so you just feel a little bit of vibration under your hands. I think it's pretty damn cool. So let's see if we can actually play. It's not really comfortable as I'm like trying to record it. The physics in the game feel absolutely great. I have like myself like a quite like cool VPX like pinball machine. But comparing this to this micro, Atgames did an amazing job. Let's give it like the best simulation for pinball. And in combination with the great audio, but it doesn't help my gameplay itself. When it comes to the loading times of the pinball machine, it's super fast. And that is something that I really find interesting to see, how they manage to do something like that. It's also like a pain in the ass basically to record something from a pinball machine. They're giving you like at least like a good experience. Tilt seems to be working fine. Maybe I can adjust it in the settings of the game, but whoa, that was really fast. It went tilting. Okay, let's go. There is no sensor in the inside, so everything of the tilting is going to be through a button whatsoever. What's quite interesting just to see, but also feel that every single pinball machine plays differently. So let's boot up Spooky Deluxe, just different like than the Untitled series of pinball machines. And here you will see like we do have like a different experience when it comes to the pinball table quality. To begin with, we do have like a beautiful back box that is not like really stretched out. Another great table to play is from the Untitled series, Bubble and Bubble, Bubble Bubble. I won't listen it up. But also this game plays slightly different. I think I need to lower the audio because it's very high pitched. But what I do like about it, all the animations that are happening in the game are so much fun to check out. And again, like the vibration I feel under here is absolutely working perfectly when you're hitting the bumpers or just using your flippers. But also the table has more depth to the playing field. It's more getting into the close range when it comes to VP9 tables, maybe a little bit of VPX when it comes to the effects. And again, like I don't know exactly what this thing is running on, but I can tell you they do have like some interesting, let's say, software and hardware going on. So when you're going to put it in this angle, it looks absolutely awesome. It's also kind of annoying to basically record from a different kind of an angle screen. But again, just want to give you like the best experience I'm having personally. Okay, I'm messing it up, pressing the wrong button. But let's play this particular game. You do have like completely different experience when it comes like the speed of the ball. But again, this thing is filled with a lot of awesome tables ready to go. And what I understand of, you can even like buy new ones. They have like these special sales online. You make an Atgames account and you can just buy new tables. But the 50 tables that are right with this thing are just fun to enjoy yourself for many hours to come. As a builder of virtual pinball machines and already owning quite a lot of different ways to play, I'm just gonna be honest, this Legend Pinball Micro really surprised me for what it is, what it can do and how it looks. The overall quality, I am very surprised by it, how it actually is. To begin with, what I really also find quite cool, that they added like a real glass in this and not the plexi you see a lot. You have beautiful, let's say, matte finish painted, like say, metal around the cabinet itself. Gives this thing like a more quality feel. Despite me like complaining about this tiny display, hey, there is still a display inside the machine itself. Beautiful high quality artwork that really makes this thing stand out. So as I'm reviewing this thing as a tabletop, there is even an option, or they're working on an option, to even buy yourself like pinball legs, so you can just place this thing in your game room. Seeing this online on Atgames website, I just needed to check it out, because I did like the first cabinet they released, but there was not a lot of great rates when it comes to tabletops. You do have like a couple of different brands, but most of them are like super expensive or limited in some way. And when it comes to Atgames, especially when it comes to the software, they will give us like maybe more options in the future. In my opinion, they absolutely nailed it with a Legend Pinball Micro. It's a very cool tabletop you can put in your gaming room. Doesn't take up a lot of space. A beautiful display, some good audio and some fun tables on it. I think there is a table for everyone. But again, maybe in the future you can even download them through the store. Thanks for watching, consider subscribing and let me know in the comments what you think of this. And it would be great to see you in the next video.